Hello, it's Darren from Grills Plants here in Cornwall in the UK, and this is my collection of squashes. So these are Crown Prince squashes. I've got 4 of those and 4 of these, which are Sibley Hubbard. So they've been sort of picked, probably 2-3 weeks ago now. It's an early season because of the weather we've had this year. It's been very dry, so the stems were dying back quite much quicker this year. So first things first, when you pick your squashes, don't do that where you just leave that on the end, okay? I didn't do that on purpose. It sort of come off like that, unfortunately, before I could get to it. This is what you need to do, is leave that sort of amount, so when it dies back and rots, then it's not going to rot into the squash. That's the first thing. Second thing I'm just highlighting today is that this is vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil, you could use palm oil, you could use sunflower oil, and we're just going to use like a bit of paper kitchen towel. Tip it upside down onto that, like so, and then we're going to take the squash and we're going to basically rub this oil all over the squash on all sides. What does this do? This will harden the skin off and it will protect your squash for longer. Okay, now we're going to turn it upside down and we're going to do the same on the other side. So this oily cloth, make sure it's really well covered. So in another month, these skins will be nice and hard and that will protect the flesh inside more so. And there we are. That is just one done. So like I said, why we do it? It's going to protect the squash inside. These will store until easily early December, right through to probably mid to late January here in Cornwall in the UK. But by oiling them like this, it's going to harden the skin and it's going to preserve them for a bit longer. So which is my favourite out of these two? Sibley Hubbard? Crown Prince. I would say Crown Prince edges it, okay? Crown Prince is a fantastic squash. Fantastic flesh. Really good. Both of them, to be honest. Even the Sibleys. I mean, they're very, very close. But Sibley Hubbard's a great squash. But Crown Prince is really one which just slightly ahead from a taste perspective. What do we do with these? You can roast them. Bit of salt, pepper, bit of oil, bit of paprika, whatever you fancy, and then you could also make them into soups. Soups is really good for winter food. There's a recipe, if you try and find it, it's a squash and ginger soup, and it is very, very lovely. And the other thing that we do with these is we make squash and cheese scones. We sort of mash the squash once it's been cooked. We don't want big chunks of it in the scone, and that is very nice as well. So I'm going to carry on oiling them till I've done all of them, and then I'll check them every week. Then from now till December. When do we know when they're ready? That sounds quite solid at the moment when I tap it. When it begins to sound hollow like a drum, then you know the flesh inside is nice, soft and juicy. And that's my telltale sign, is tap it every week or two. Sounds solid like that, it's not ready.